Hi, everybody. Tristan and Sabrina here, coming at you with some loving topic.
That's right. Tonight's topic is all about a really, really important topic. At least it's like really, really important
It's really
to me.
it's topical for
It's
us.
about having the faith.
Keeping the vision.
And I'll tell you symptoms of not having the faith. And holding the vision.
And doing the work.
Doing the work.
What does that even mean? What does that look like? And I put a little extra bit in the title up there that says, in spite of all of the existential nausea. I heard that term years ago when I was a young man. I was going through a funk. And we're going to talk about those funks today because we all experience them. You know, even when you're doing the work, stuff shows up. Especially in the world right now, there's a lot of gloom and doom and fear and all of that. And after a while, you don't even know where it's coming from. And it just builds to, you have this sort of existential nausea. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, there's so many unknowns right now in so many ways. So the habit of the human is usually to worry and to create anxiety. I'm a human. That's how I know.
No way.
Yeah.
You're human? That can't be. You're Angel Bear. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Soph. Tammy is here. We got multiple Bonnies in the house. We've got a Joanna piping in. Hi, Karen. Oh, it's so sweet to see you all. Hi, Sharon Joy. Wow, Kathy's here. Karen. Beautiful. Well, welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
So let's dig into this topic.
So as I was saying.
Yes. Well, I got to connect with the people.
There are so many unknowns.
Right.
So I let it get to me this week. Not even my own unknowns, although when you listen to anyone's unknown, the brain has to think about itself. It has to think about how does that affect me.
Yep.
And just with life situations and people I was talking to and things we were doing, I heard conversation about, the USA is in trouble. If you can
massive,
get your European passport, maybe you should be ready to escape. You should put your money in lots of different banks because a bank might go down. You should have cash hidden. You should be ready to go. The world's never going to come back to the way it was.
There's a lot of
we're just
talk.
printing money. And then I heard, after you get over COVID, if you have it, they're finding out it might change your blood platelets and you might have to have limbs amputated. So even if you think you had a light case, you didn't. There's just so
a lot of data.
Much.
A lot of data.
A lot of data.
Negative data.
Yeah.
And it wore you down a little bit,
It wore me down. And then if you follow the show, you know that we are house hunting. And there are 5 of us. And 4 have strong opinions.
And I'm the only one who doesn't. I'm the 5th.
No, probably all 5 have opinions. And it has to do with what's on the first floor, what's on the second floor.
Who's on third?
Where you can work for me, what the floors are, what the location is. Is it close to
Betty's here. Hi, Betty.
Fun shopping places? Is it close to restaurants? Is it close to a Whole Foods? How long does it take to get to the airport? And trying to shuffle through so many homes, and maybe I would look at, and I'm not complaining, I'm just sharing the story, but let's say that I look at 100 homes and I find 2 that are a possibility.
That's your mama.
No, that was my watch saying, you stood enough today.
Oh, okay. But just so you know, Mama Rita's here and Betty's here too.
Oh, hello, Mama Rita.
Hi, Betty.
And Aunt Betty. So then I would filter it down to be like 2, and then I might mention one of those 2 to the other people. And of course, they immediately see what it doesn't have. Or wait, that has a pool, and we do not want a pool. And I'm like, yeah, but the other 99 were horrible. So I just felt I felt that instead, I didn't do the work as much as I could. And my work is holding faith for myself and holding the vision that only good things happen to me, and the perfect things that need to happen will happen. Right. And that there is endless possibility, and there's positive possibilities. And every time that I add to all the negativity, I'm actually making it stronger. Every time I engage in the conversations that people are having about the gloom and doom and fear, if I enter that fear frequency, I am making it greater.
Fear frequency.
So could I have the conversation and be the one that holds the space for information that doesn't affect the vibration, based on what we call it based on evidence. And I heard a really cool thing this week, that worry, because that's what we're all doing. I mean, maybe you're not. Good for you.
Good for you. Every brain has the capacity for great worry, and every brain has the capacity for great bliss. It just depends where you're hanging out.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What did you?
But
did you
worry
learn?
and anxiety is when we're in this moment now, and we're thinking about something that's not now, that's the future, and that. Well, you should have anxiety about that because it doesn't exist. So you actually can't figure out the problem from the now when it's based in worry about something that may happen, because you don't have all the data. It's like there's 10 feet of information, and worry is like seeing this tiny piece that may or may not be there, and you don't even have the other variables, so you just start making stuff up. And it's a habit, and it's contagious.
Don't even.
I found myself catching negativity this week.
You can catch negativity.
Spreading it.
Like a virus. It's true. You hang out with certain types of people, and you might think, oh, no, I got the... It's seeping in.
Yeah.
Be careful. Be mindful.
And I got more sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very.
My friend that's helping us with the real estate thing, she just really speaks directly, and we're talking about how much of a remodel should we do before we sell this house, because we haven't really remodeled since we moved in. And she goes, well, if we do like a full remodel, we had 3 contractors come out and to do what probably should be done. They're like, oh, that could be $100,000. Like,
no.
And she goes, or, we could just do like 20, 30,000, kind of like lipstick on a pig. And I was like, you just said lipstick on a pig. We're talking about my house.
You must think our house is a pigsty. It's a really nice house, but it was just...
I mean, when I told Tristan, he
was just an analogy.
Yeah, it was just an analogy, but I was like,
being
pig?
Cute. Yeah. But that's the point, right? Is when you're sensitive, when the skin is thin, it could be anything.
Worn down.
You're worn down, you're going to react. So how do we solve this worn down or this existential nausea that so many of us are facing? And I love that Sabrina is exposing this, because this is, in my opinion, one of the most grounded, evolved, ascended humans that I've ever met, who is pure joy, love, constantly in laughter and play.
What else?
And gorgeous and funny and smart and wealth consciousness and all the goodness. And she's having a moment, right? And I'm like, oh man, it must be pretty, but it seeps in over time.
And you don't know when you're going to crack. Like,
you don't know.
What cracked me was one of our helpers gave me a link that was the wrong link, and I sent it to people.
That's right. You didn't like that.
And I felt so bad.
Because the link was broken.
Because the link was broken.
I remember that this a couple of nights ago, and I'm like, it's just a broken link. It happens all the time. It's no big deal. And then she was like, no. And she was like going into crying. And I'm like, this never happens. Like, this is weird. Did you take a pill or something? Like, did something go wrong? Like, what's going on here? And it's that building up of the stress, and it wears us down. It erodes our connection.
Yeah.
So let's say that happens. Then what? So what happened to you? How'd you get through it? Because you were sad.
Yeah, so it caused me, and this was kind of cool. I reflected back on things many, many years ago. Many, many, many years ago. Let's say 40 years ago. Feelings that I would have, fears that I would have, how just even certain thoughts would make me feel sick to my stomach, how I would feel really tired for no reason, or maybe not be able to sleep, like all this kind of weird things. And it was really from worrying, but not even actively worrying, almost like under the radar worrying, because I had so much to do. It's also been an extremely, extremely busy time where, 7 days a week. and which I'm very, very excited about that at the same time, but sometimes it causes you to have like this under the radar thing that you might not take the time to look at. And I realized, and I was very grateful, that the reason that I was so hungry for spiritual connection and so hungry to know who I am in a deeper way, what is the meaning of life? How can something touch me inside? It's definitely not going to be a success as an actress or marrying the right person or anything on the outside. How am I going to find a connection to joy that can't be taken away from me? That kind of hunger, because as a personality from the get-go of a young child, highly sensitive and sort of a worrier of not being enough. So that was actually sort of the catalyst for me to evolve into what I am now. And so now to me, the difference between how I normally am, like I am normally the go-to person for joy for everyone I know. I don't know anybody who is day-to-day, moment-to-moment as happy as I am. I just don't. So the contrast of just feeling dull was so painful, and it really made me reflect on what everyone is feeling right now, because you can't pretend. You can get glimpses when you can forget, and then as soon as that fun thing, as soon as the movie you're watching is over, here come your feelings and your fears again. Like they're breathing down your neck like somebody chasing you. So for me, I don't know if it's like, oh, and then this thing happened and I never worried again. I don't think that's the way it is. But through conversations and through lots of prayer and meditation and moving my body, your body, dance out the demons, qigong away the demons. It's just like all of a sudden it was like you have no faith.
Isn't that step one always?
You have you're not holding on to faith. You're just, it's almost like you're believing the television, you're believing the Republicans, you're believing the Democrats, you're believing the COVID, you're believing the neighbors, you're believing everything, instead of listening to the only truth that there is. And what if I'm the only one that holds that vision of love, and I am protected and only good things happen to me, and that if when I listen, I will be led to the right place at the right time? What if I'm the only one that does that? That's okay, because it can feel really lonely sometimes. I'm not going to engage in those conversations. That was a big thing. If I'm around people, we don't watch the news. If I'm around people and it's all negative Nelly, right now is not the time for me to engage in that. So I will remove myself from those conversations. Change the environment, or change my participation in it.
It's a lot there.
So
you're okay now?
Yeah.
Well, look, for somebody who is pretty blissed out all the time, and I bet you guys are able to relate to this, sensitive souls. I think we attract so many sensitive souls to this conversation,
absolutely,
to this community. So this isn't new news for you guys. You get it. A lot of people who were feelers, empaths, so we know what this is like. We get you.
And helpers. We want to fix the problem.
And we want to be that strong, providing, unconditional love for our families, right? You guys are on your path because you want to be that for you and for those around you, right? But there are going to be days, there are going to be times when you can't be all of that for everyone. You've got to do that inner work yourself, right? And that's where I think the strength of community comes together. We're here holding space right now for you and with you, and for you and with you. This conversation is a bounce because there are other people who are experiencing what Sabrina's talking about, and maybe not for just a day or two, but for an extended period of time. And we want you to know it's okay, it's normal. It's normal to feel fear and worry and to go through stuff. The good news is there's a way out of it, and just being able to have open dialogue about this. And for someone like Sabrina, not having a pity party, she's saying, guys, I went through this too, and here's what happened to me and what I think caused it, but here's also what I did to get out of it. So thank you
Yeah.
for sharing. And I'm going to punch this out. She didn't stop moving. She always worked out. Every day she did her energy work. She did her dancing. And I'm sure there have been like mornings recently where it was harder to do it, right? But you did it anyway. And things
Especially like usually for movement, it's if it's hard, it's just really hard in the beginning, and then it's such a habit for me for the whole world to melt away. There is nothing when I move.
her energy is completely different. We always say in Satori, our process, our method is through the body, right? Get the body moving, get the body mind aligned, get the happy hormones going. As Sabrina said, sweat out the demons, full body prayer, and you find your way back. And all these things that were happening for you, for me, for when Sabrina had it, is just disruptions. They're energy disruptions that come from external stressors, and then the brain gets involved and the mind starts overthinking and worrying and trying to be everything for everyone, and the system just shuts down, and it causes us to feel really wonky. And so that's just a barometer feedback. Like, listen to what your feelings are telling you. What they're telling you is, hey, your energy is disrupted right now. It's skewed. And that's okay.
Yeah.
You want to feel those feelings. If you don't, if you numb yourself, you're kind of screwed.
And there's
So don't numb.
two things, because I do think that most of the people that are in our tribe and enjoy what we do and what we teach and practice our methods and modalities or their own energy and spiritual practices are very sensitive people. And I think there's two things that sensitive people tend to do. Some people can just hear information as information. So if somebody says to you, I have blisters on the tips of all of my fingers and I'm not sure what's causing it. I might be allergic to something. Some people are just, oh wow, that sucks. But then for sensitive people, I think that we want to solve the problem. Oh, well, have you touched something recently? Have you done this? So we get involved in the other person because we're naturally helpers and we're more empathetic to what's going on. And so when you have that sensitivity, that means that all the information that you're hearing that has nothing to do with you, there may be a part of you that thinks it's your job to fix the economy. It's your job to find the solution for COVID. It's your job to figure out who the best presidential candidate is. It's your job to figure out. For me, I'm worried about Southwest Airlines. I'm just like, how are they going to stay open when they don't have any customers? I'm so worried about businesses.
You take
I'm worried
on
about
everything.
the hotels.
Who else is a feeler like that where you can take stuff on? And you have to really catch it, right? Because you're like, this is funny and not funny. Sabrina and I will watch TV at night. And she'll be on the couch. She's on this side. I'm here. I get to control the remote. No, but usually.
Always.
Not that I want to control. I know where the buttons are. Okay, so different topic. That's not where I was going. And Sabrina, she is so visual and such a feeler that she's like in the movie. And all of a sudden she's like, and I'll look over and I'm like, hey, it's just a movie. And she's like, oh, she snaps out of it, right? So those of us who are like that, we get so engaged in life and stuff that we shouldn't be engaged in. You got to know where that line is. You got to be able to be the witness and watch.
Yeah.
The whole thing. It's just a movie, guys.
Yeah.
It's just a movie.
And what a beautiful gift to feel so deeply, because your feelings are your emotional guidance system. So not a curse, a huge blessing. Huge blessing. I'm so grateful that I feel so much. I know so quickly when something feels good and when something feels bad, because it feels so good or so bad. So I think it's a very positive thing, but what comes with that is the responsibility to differentiate yourself from the story, from the story that's happening, and to make to make how you're feeling the priority, right? So you can be super sensitive and feel everything and be a victim of it, right? Like a little something caught in a river that's just waving and rushing and being tossed all around. Or you can say, no, the most important thing is for me to feel good and to use my feelings to make my own decisions. And it's okay sometimes. For me, it was like, you know what? I'm not my best right now. I'm going to do my work and do my job and be as beautiful as I can be. And the other times, I'm not really going to do the house thing for a few days because that was triggering things for me. So I just sort of pulled back for a few days, gave myself a reprieve. And I think that really helps. That sometimes it's just like, you know what? There's so much, what would you call it? Stimulation. There's so much stimulation. It's gonna get me. I'm gonna make the odds in my favor and take some of that stimulation away for a couple days.
I think that's nailing it. The stimulation, overstimulation. That's Tristan. If I get too much data and not enough windows to just really, so my whole thing is connection. I would imagine that's everyone's. Like if I'm connected to my breath, if I have time to meditate and move, I'm good. I can handle a lot. And I don't even mind when it's gnarly. I'm like, bring it, let's go.
Yeah,
I trained for this. Mm-hmm. You're incredible. Like she can handle more than me. But if I don't take the time.
Because I can handle you.
Yes, you can. Very few could, my dear. I'm going to give you that one. Very few could. We're together for a reason. My point is this, that if we, guys, all of us, don't take the time, you can call it self-care or whatever, I'll just call it connection care. If you don't take the time to reestablish ourselves in connection to what's real, how can we operate from a place of power? We cannot. We just are moving through, just winging it, doing the best we can. It feels so good to operate from a place of power. And of course, love. Same thing, in my opinion. So the only way that I can be me and be of service is I got to do the be loved part first. Yeah. And part of that is you just had so much data coming in that you didn't have the space to be love. Mm-hmm. You're a sweet, beautiful, loving soul, but there's a freaking limit to how much we can take. Mm-hmm. And so know your boundaries, know your points, know when you need to bow out and go and be, but the daily consistent training is essential. Yeah. And it's more essential now than I think it's ever been. And that's not just a blah, blah, blah marketing thing. Like the world is cray-cray. And some of the stuff I was hearing yesterday from a friend who's been traveling around the world and came back and told me a lot of stuff that's going on, I'm like, dang. Because we don't listen to the news. Mm-mm. Like we do, and we kind of tuned it out for a while because it got so negative. We'll dive back in to see where things landed, but I'm preferring not to be inundated with a lot of who knows who's even telling the truth, like Janine just said. You don't know. Anyone can publish anything. So I want to connect to the divine news station. But that being said, you got to know your boundaries. You got to know when it's too much. Yeah. And so have a practice. Mm-hmm. We recently did a 5-day energy detox and reboot event, and it went so well. And everyone was feeling, and many of you were there, they were feeling so great. Why? Because they dedicated 5 days. They challenged themselves for 5 days to take care of their energy. Mm-hmm. And the miraculous emails and the phone calls, all of it. And to be in the positivity
of a group of this together group was unbelievable. And that's what so many people were saying is, people were saying, I haven't laughed as much in months and months. I haven't smiled as much. I haven't been as happy. I haven't been as joyful. So that momentum and taking that reprieve, it paid off dividends for all of us. So we want to keep that energy going. We are going to be doing a day 7. So there was a day 6. There's a day 7. You're the first to hear about it.
No, actually, I shared some cake this morning in the dojo. But come on, those of you in the Life Force Mastery Dojo, you always hear everything first.
Because of you.
They have access
It's true.
to me. I'm going to tell them stuff. So in the energy expansion group, if you're not in there, you need to like go and join or whatever. It's on Facebook, and then we download it and we put it in our academy. But we're doing a day 7. We're kind of condensing everything together into a really cool resiliency routine. Okay. So that's happening next week. We're going to send you guys an email about it.
Yeah, you'll
it's
get an email
Monday.
Tomorrow morning with details about what's going on.
It's on Monday. And we got some great news, and we made a video about it. If you guys want to go and watch it later, our editor just told us. So you tell them, and I will put the little thingy for them.
All right.
What happened?
Yeah, so the editor... So if you saw the energy expansion event, there's some chit chat in the beginning, and then we do a raffle in the middle. So we ask our editor Brandon to go and like snip those things out, so that when we package it into a program, the person that wasn't there live, they wouldn't understand some of that stuff, just to make it really a nice, more of a tight program for them. So we just finished editing all 5 days plus day 6, which was the bonus chi ball training to use healing yourselves and your pet in the microcosmic orbit. We just said, before it goes on sale to the public, we're going to make just an incredible discount to the people who were there participating with us to get a copy.
Yeah.
Because we think people really need this right now, especially as with fall coming. And so many people have said, I just want to watch it a few more times. That's another reason that we're adding day 7. So the 6 days will culminate into this daily routine. So we made a coupon code, which
Boost.
all those O's look kind of funny, don't they?
It's Boost 2020 on the end of our website.
It's Boo Street 2020.
Boo. Boost.
And the coupon code is Boost 2020. I want to say one more thing, a big insight that I had, and I always look for, from feeling the way I did, that wasn't a way I would want to feel each and every moment. What have I learned that I can carry forth to make my life and those around me better? And it's that if I am being affected by this underlying current of maybe negativity or fear or stress or worry or concern, that probably means each and every person that I respond to in an email, that I write onto on Facebook, that I talk to on the phone, that I see at the grocery store, how are they feeling? How are somebody that doesn't even have the tools that we have coping with it? And on top of that, what's happening with their loved ones and what's happening with their family? And this is such a time to really be compassionate and extraordinarily loving, keeping your feelings of joy as the priority, right? Because it doesn't really help anyone if you leave your joy to commiserate with what's going on. And so that was the big key for me, is more awareness of where other people, what they may be feeling right now, in contrast, that haven't devoted 40 years of their life to personal development, how scared some people must be with the job situation they have and the kids. And so for that, I'm always really grateful, because every time we go through something like Tristan's back injury, look what that did. Whenever you go through something, you have more gifts to share. But we got to go, because we're going to go see the house.
But I want to say thank you to everyone. First of all, Allie, you get a gold star for saying that you loved my glasses. So, gold star for Allie. And JP and Karen and Bonnie and Joanna, and I saw you here, Ron. Hey, buddy. Like, Kate, everybody, you guys all contribute to the conversation.
Yeah.
And so I've got the readers on. I'm reading and feeling into what's happening, and you're connecting with each other. And I just always want to say thank you for you guys showing up and being part of this experience, show, whatever we want to call it, because it doesn't happen without you. We'd just be sitting here in our, what is this, a dining room? It was once a dining room. Talking to a window to the soul.
I like to say it's the dining room, also known as, the virtual dojo.
And it's the film studio. It's the wacky workout center. But no, seriously, thank you for all the things you share in the chat. And it helps us to stay connected to the pulse of our community. And so you guys are awesome. Having a beautiful date night. It's officially Thursday date night here. So I'm going to leave you with this.
So Batman, get your mask and let's go.
Yeah. Whoa. Remember how we were saying through the body? Keep on moving. When it gets funky, Keep on moving.
It moves the energy. It moves the emotion.
Yeah. Keep moving, friends. All right. We love you. We'll see you on Monday for day 7. Check out that link. Cool stuff on that page for you. All right. Bye now.
Wait. Smile.
Like for real smile?
Yeah.
Like a really friendly smile? Like
Yeah,
a nice smile?
do the steel blue.
I tried that earlier today. I'm not gonna I gotta go watch that movie again. Bye guys.